Hello beautiful people and welcome back to the channel. So yes, in this video we will have to evaluate and explain how this new army hero works called Asuka. She is at 5 stars with a level 5 skill zone, and of course this hero is tagged like an army hero, which she is not necessarily. So let's explain first how the hero works. So first of all, yeah, it's fantastic to see that this hero is an universal hero. So no matter what unit you are actually using her on, she's gonna work 100%. But there's a small catch how she will gonna work, and that's what I'm gonna explain you in this video. So first of all, you're gonna get a roundabout 60% HP buff from her. And of course also round about 40% attack buff, which makes her an offense buffing hero, but this will only gonna apply for the first 2 roles. Now on top of this, she has a skill, meaning she has a chance to trigger a skill which will attack 6 targets doing 50% damage. Now this is not that high, the damage itself, but her proc rate kind of right now looks pretty wild. I saw her at 40% upwards, and yeah, by the end of the battle that's gonna be a pretty interesting value to see. So on top of this, she doesn't stop here. If she is attacking a target which has a dot type of damage on it, so like for example the ignition or the burn, or for example Brunhild magnetic wave, then what will happen, she'll gonna cause that this dot will be consumed. No matter how many layers of dots it's on that slot, all will be consumed and giving that instant damage, which makes it absolutely fantastic to push Brunhild from this perspective. But she actually does slightly even more if we go have a look at her level 5 skill. Now her level 5 skill says that she will amplify this dot by 20%, and on top of this, at the beginning of each round, she's gonna add a 50% ignite effect on 2 enemy targets. So this is exactly so more or less how the hero works. Now we're gonna put some battle reports, of course, but first let's kind of speak about how do we implement this hero in a game. Now, when I saw the leaks a while ago, the discussion was, yes, she is a replacement for Gypsy, but let's put it this way. Those sentences were coming from people which have a very bad habit testing heroes directly with level 7 skills, because those skills don't cost you a penny. So yeah, don't mind me evaluating this from the level 5 perspective point of view. So from this perspective, yeah, it's kind of an offense buffing hero, and let's put her back to back with Gypsy and let's see where are the differences between these 2 heroes. So here they are both on the screen, and let's start now to compare them. So Asuka has an extra HP buff. Gypsy doesn't have that, but it's not a big issue, yeah? Both of them are, of course, universal heroes, so that is fantastic. Now, when it comes to the offense buffing capability, we see Asuka with only 42%, while Gypsy has a 65 for all roles, plus another 65 on top only for the first 3 slots. So for multiple reasons, actually Gypsy is a better offense buffing hero than Asuka itself, simply because if you have a Striker, if you have Orchinji, or if you have Brunhild proccing their skills from slots 1, 2, 3, that damage will be massive. On top of this, of course, Asuka won't buff the last row. Now, when it comes down to the last row, if we are playing solo, we're actually going to use the Encyclement units on slots 7 and on slots 9, but it still doesn't change the fact that on slot number 8, we will use a unit of that type, of that march, and that will need a buff, especially on top because of the Shark Toy reinforcements ability. On top of this, Asuka will increase that ignite damage and actually cause that damage to be used ASAP, which is a great thing, but that doesn't mean Gypsy is not helping you to increase your damage, because he also can cast a 30% vulnerable buff, which means, in other words, an extra 30% incoming damage on specific slots. Now both heroes have also a hit. She has 6 attacks of 50% each, which is round about 300%, while Gypsy has by default 2 hits of round about 200% each. So from this perspective, I don't quite see her here replacing Gypsy as of for now, but the question still remains, what should we do with this hero? So first of all, if you do not have Gypsy, you should unlock her. And honestly speaking, you should unlock her either way, because this surely smells like in the future we're gonna get a hero similar to Brunhild. As of right now, this hero requires another hero, hard-hitting hero, which actually has a very solid and strong dot damage. So the only two heroes actually worth mentioning here is Brunhild, of course, but also Maximo, and actually Maximo with the level 7. If you do have that, I personally don't have that, that will be pretty crazy. If you choose to take her out and put it on the tanks, then sure, you can take Gypsy and put it on the Navy, because that's exactly what the game actually needs, a proper Navy hero and not another tank hero. You also have to pay attention on which slot you're actually gonna equip Asuka in your match, because this is gonna play a key role. And why is that the case? So you want heroes like Brunhild, or like Maximo, or like Barbie, or like Brady. You want these heroes to be in front of her, so they cast these ignite effects, these dots, in order for her to amplify and consume it ASAP. So in other words, put her last in the march. So beautiful people, due to the high amount of work today and the less amount of time I actually had, because the video which you probably saw before took me around about 12 hours, this is all I have to give you for this video, but I have to mention something more important, which is, yes, tomorrow at Reset, we're gonna start streaming, and I highly recommend you guys to jump in the stream and let's test her together and observe how she can be implemented in TOPWAR. Anyways, beautiful people, as always, don't forget to support a fantastic channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Please do so if you're not subscribed by now. And don't forget to see me in the next episode. And yes, don't forget about tomorrow's stream.